Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Are you a travel enthusiast? Does the train whistle give you itchy feet? Then feel free to join us on our ride through 15 of the most blood-freezing train routes. Before jumping aboard though, you must know a few things about these areas. Although they offer scenic views along the way, these routes are fraught with great peril. Are you sure you want to look out your window? If you're not faint-hearted, then you could just go ahead and enjoy it. But if you ask me, you'd better save these for the genuine daredevils. Number 15. Argo Gedi Train Railroad. Extremely popular with the tourists is the Indonesian train Argo Gedi that travels back and forth between Bandung and Jakarta. The route cuts through the incredibly beautiful places. Passengers can enjoy vast tea plantations and mountain scenery during their trip, as well as observe tiny villages and rice fields. However, such a calming and relaxing scenery changes unexpectedly when the train enters the high iron Chikurutuk Bridge. Its confident journey through this sector is not supported at all. The bridge is unfenced. Not all passengers dare to look through the window at this railway track section. Although modern designers argue about the complete safety of the bridge, crashes occurring indicate the opposite. The last major accident on the Chikurutuk Bridge occurred in 2002 when a part of the train derailed, but miraculously everyone survived. Number 14. Bamboo Trains, Cambodia. Unlike Argo Gedi, bamboo trains don't take rides along extremely high bridges. However, there's a certain stretch of railroad that's just as dangerous as Argo Gedi. Built by the French, bamboo trains were basically left in ruins after the Khmer Rouge destruction. In fact, Cambodians tried to fix the tracks but failed to bring their functionality back. Today, bamboo trains are no longer trains but handmade carts propelled along the tracks. It turns out that you need to ride a homemade cart to get to Cambodia. Indeed, these former train routes are now inhabited by Cambodian tribes. Well, this alone makes it a dangerous terrain, don't you think? Number 13. Otaniqua Choo-Choo Train. Otaniqua Choo-Choo is an officially preserved railway in South Africa. Its route offers passengers a spectacular 42-mile ride on the Garden Route with scenic views of the Indian Ocean. Are you really ready to pass through the country's famed Garden Route? If so, then be ready to fall out of your chair. The railway crossed the Guaying and Mulgate rivers, winded its way to the Mulgate Valley, plunged into a cutting, snaked through a tunnel and offered beautiful views of seaside resort towns. Otaniqua Choo-Choo's scariest points include a crossing on a 118-foot-high Cayman's Bridge. In 2006, floods severely damaged the tracks. 3 years later, the train ceased operations, making it the last scheduled passenger steam train in South Africa. Number 12. The Death Railway, Thailand. Based in Thailand, the famous Death Railway doesn't only impress with its peculiar name. Located in Kanchanaburi province, the Death Railway actually marks the border of Myanmar. While touching the border, it also passes through dense forest and mountainous terrain. Just in case its name doesn't ring a bell with you, the Death Railway is also known as the Erie Bridge over River Kwai. The bridge is in the quiet provincial town of Kanchanaburi, about 30 miles east of the Myanmar border. It was constructed during the war as part of the Thailand-Burma Railway. Its dark history bloodied by the nearly 100,000 forced labourers and 16,000 prisoners of war who lost their lives during its construction. In fact, this deadly terrain was under the Japanese reign at the time of its construction. Number 11. Saw Minami Route, Japan. Imagine an incredible train route that runs through a volcanic area. Yes, we know, it sounds both creepy and awe-inspiring. But whatever you think of it, the Saw Minami route is an active volcanic area somewhere out there in Japan. Much to our surprise, the Japanese Saw Minami train route is not in the least bothered by such volcanic threats, so it just takes its regular courses through some of the most dangerous terrains in the world. Today, the Saw Minami route can also be seen passing through this risky area. After all, once you spot the lava-burnt forest patches, you just can't unsee it. Number 10. Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railway, New Mexico. Running through an outstanding terrain, the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad is another hair-raising train route on the US circuit. It covers the line from New Mexico to Colorado while passing through suspended bridges and mountainsides as well. Rumour has it that the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railway runs along the line previously taken by local miners on their way to the California Gold Rush. The Scenic Railroad from New Mexico runs through gut-wrenching bends and drops as well. It sure makes it another dangerous train route that's certainly not for everyone. Number 9. White Pass and Yukon Route. Famous for its outstanding views, the White Pass and Yukon Route in Alaska enjoys its fair share of thrill-seekers as well. Although this terrain has got a lot to offer, it still is a pretty tricky route, fraught with perils. For one thing, passengers on the White Pass and Yukon route are literally right in the middle of nowhere. They're practically riding through the wilderness on their own. Well, you can only imagine how terrifying that would be. Hopefully, travellers won't have to explore the wild nature of Alaska like that. Number 8. Pilatus Railway. It looks like a train with a death wish, but the Pilatus Railway has been running safely for nearly 120 years. Ferrying passengers up and down the Pilatus mountain in Switzerland, it's the steepest rack railway in the world with a maximum gradient of 48%, whisking its patrons 6,800 feet to the near summit in around half an hour. Built in 1898 and still running on its original tracks, it transports about 300,000 passengers a year from the Alpanakstad station at Lake Lucerne of Weldon to a terminus near the top of Mount Pilatus. It takes half an hour to ascend and 40 minutes to get back down the mountain, moving at a speed of between 5 and 7 miles per hour. Indeed, the Pilatus Railway is an exceptional train journey, but it's hardly worth the risk. What if the train breaks down in the tunnel at more than 7,000 feet above sea level? Have you thought about that? Number 7. Bangladesh Railway. If you don't know what route riding is, then you've never been to Bangladesh. Trains around here get simply overcrowded with people. There's literally no room for any passengers on board, so route riding has become a typical sight. As a result, the rate of deaths on the Bangladesh railways has skyrocketed. Unlike many other train routes, the ones in Bangladesh are quite dangerous, not to mention that such a train journey can put one's life on the line. Forget about the thrill of adventure. Some journeys aren't worth the risk at all. Number 6. Georgetown Loop Railroad. The Georgetown Loop Railroad is located in the Rocky Mountains in Clear Creek County in Colorado. The 4.5-mile-long route ascends an elevation of 640 feet, passing through mountainous terrain. You can only imagine how beautiful Colorado's scenery is at such an enormous height. The railroad connects the towns of Georgetown and Silver Plume, which lie 2 miles apart in a steep, narrow mountain canyon, which is mainly responsible for the railroad's corkscrew route design. Now, let's hope that Colorado's landscape will erase the memory of that eerie cavity below you. Number 5. Chennai Rameswaram Route, India. Originally opened in 1914, the Indian Chennai Rameswaram route connects the Rameswaram Island with South India's mainland. On its way to the Rameswaram Island, the Chennai Rameswaram train runs along a low-lying sea bridge. So just imagine this train running along a sea bridge that meets no end. Just look out the window and you'll freak out for sure. There's no land or scenery over here, only a sea of water. Pamban Bridge is located in a cyclone-prone high-wind velocity zone which regularly weathers gusty winds. According to the newspaper The Hindu, a cyclone in 1964 wiped out the town of Dhanushkodi and also caused tidal waves that washed away a train on the bridge. Number 4. Devil's Nose Train, Ecuador. The Nariz del Diablo, or Devil's Nose, offers a short journey to the Ecuadorian Andes. Considered one of the steepest rail trips in the world, the train passes through dramatic and treacherous routes along Alosi to Sibambi as it zigzags down the mountain Nariz del Diablo, descending from a steep 9,000 feet to 5,905 feet above sea level. Kinda scary, huh? Passengers used to ride on the train's roof to enjoy the best views of mountains, rivers and colourful villages. However, this is no longer allowed due to accidents. Number 3. Cumbres Scenic Railroad Australia. The Cumbres Scenic Railroad is considered one of Australia's most amazing feats of engineering. Built in 1891, the 23-mile line takes passengers on a scenic route that slices through the rainforest, past picturesque waterfalls and across steep ravines to get from Cairns, Queensland to the nearby town of Curranda. While passing through the unique Barron George National Park, passengers can enjoy the views of the nearby waterfalls. Although it sounds like an amazing experience, the Cumbres Scenic Railroad runs through a pretty dense forest, so you just can't ride into the wilderness like it's a walk in the park, right? Number 2. The Kashmir Valley Railway. Known as a complex engineering project, the Kashmir Valley Railway is another hazardous route in India. It covers the entire Jammu, Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla route as it passes by the mountainous ridges, rivers and waterfalls. Before reaching its final destination, Kashmir Valley runs across more than 158 extreme bridges, all set at enormous heights. It sure offers an incredible train journey, but is it really 100% safe? Think again. After all, this Indian train route is considered a pretty spine-chilling journey. There must be a reason for it, right? Number 1. Tren a las Nubes, Argentina. There's a reason why Tren a las Nubes is dubbed the train in the clouds. If you ever get the chance to ride it, you'll also enjoy scenic views of the surroundings. On its ways to Cordillera de los Andes, this unique train runs across an extremely high bridge. Well, it sure offers an incredible scenery that'll make your blood run cold. So if you dare to look down, you'll realise how dangerous this terrain is. What if something happens while still crossing the bridge, right? Well, you'd better clear your mind of such negativity. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button, do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch up my next video.